Have you ever seen this happen? A company rolls out this brilliant new strategy, right? Big goals, fancy KPIs, everyone's excited, and then, a few months later, nothing. It just kind of fades away. It's a super common story, and today we're going to dig into why that happens and, more importantly, how to actually fix it.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? A plan is only as good as its execution. If the folks doing the actual work every single day aren't plugged into that strategy, well, then it's not really a strategy. It's just a nice-looking document sitting on a server somewhere. So that's the real question, right? How do you connect the big picture thinking in the boardroom to the hands-on work happening every minute on the floor? Well, we're about to break down a system that's designed to do exactly that.
Okay, let's first talk about this gap. You can almost think of it like a black hole where all these good intentions just vanish. It's this massive chasm between the high-level vision and the day-to-day reality. And honestly, this is the #1 reason why so many improvement projects end up failing.
So what's the bridge across that chasm? It's a system called Lean Daily Management, or LDM for short. And look, this isn't just another boring meeting to add to the calendar. It's a really disciplined, structured way to weave your strategy right into the fabric of your daily work. So what is LDM really? Well, at its core, it's all about structure and routine. We're talking about a system of daily check-ins, super clear visual data that anyone can understand at a glance, and leaders who are actively involved. And the big goal? To create a stable, predictable operation that's constantly, deliberately moving towards those strategic goals. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. LDM is like the heartbeat of the plant. It's this constant, steady rhythm that keeps the whole system alive. It's checking the vital signs every single day, and if something's wrong, it triggers an immediate response. It's what keeps everything humming along in sync. All right, so let's pop the hood on this LDM engine. What are the core parts that actually make it run and drive that daily progress? Well, it all kicks off with a pretty unique way of communicating.
LDM organizes communication into these 3 tiers. So at Tier 1, you've got the operators right there on the shop floor having a quick huddle to talk about immediate issues. You know, a machine that's acting up or a quality problem they just spotted. Now, if a problem is too big for them to solve on their own, it gets bumped up to the Tier 2 meeting. That's where supervisors look at bigger department-level trends. And then the major strategic stuff gets handled by plant leadership at Tier 3. See how that works? It makes sure problems get solved fast and by the right people.
Now, here's a key idea. If you have to go digging through a bunch of spreadsheets just to figure out what's going on, you're already behind. With LDM, the information is right there, front and center, for everyone to see every single day. The goal is super simple: make problems completely impossible to ignore.
And this is how you do it with a visual performance board. You'd see key metrics up there, things like your equipment efficiency, your rejection rates, your daily output. But here's the important part. Every single metric is tied directly to a required action. It turns that data from just a bunch of numbers into a clear, actionable to-do list for the team.
But what about problems that pop up right now, in the middle of a shift? You can't always wait for the next huddle. And that's where something called the on-done system comes in. On-done is a Japanese word. It means paper lantern, and it's basically a signal for help. It could be a pull cord, a light, or a button. And here's a perfect example of just how powerful this is. At a cable plant, a machine started making faulty insulation. The operator saw it, hit the end on, and maintenance was on it, fixing the root cause in just 15 minutes. Imagine how much bad product, wasted time, and money was saved, all because the problem was made visible and solved instantly.
Okay, so we've got the meetings, we've got the visual boards, we've got the alerts. But the real magic of LDM, it happens when you focus on the people. Because, let's be honest, these are just tools. They only work if they're used to build a culture where everyone is a proactive problem solver.
And it really starts with everyone knowing their role inside and out. In LDM, we use something called standard work, which is just a clear, documented process for every key task. And this isn't just for operators, it's for leaders too. Operators own their machines. Supervisors shift from being bosses to being coaches. And leadership's job is to clear roadblocks and mentor their teams. It's that clarity and consistency that makes the whole system click.
And this is where things get really transformative. LDM is about so much more than process. It's about a fundamental culture shift. You go from a top-down, wait-for-instructions world to a world where the frontline team is empowered to see and solve problems themselves. Suddenly, they're not just cogs in the machine, they're the owners. They're the first line of defense. And that, as you can imagine, does amazing things for morale and gives everyone a real sense of ownership.
Okay, so maybe you're thinking, this sounds amazing, I'm in, but how do you actually make it happen? Let's talk about some of the common traps that people fall into, and more importantly, how you can sidestep them and get it right. So on the left, you see the classic mistakes. The board just becomes a report card that nobody looks at, meetings happen but nothing follows. On the right, that's the pro-level stuff. The board is a tool that drives action right now. You keep things simple, you celebrate the small wins, and this is huge. You always connect the daily tasks back to the big picture goals. That right there is how you close that strategy gap we talked about. So if you take one thing away, let it be this. Lean daily management is not some side project or a flavor of the month. It is the core engine that takes your high-level strategy and makes it real every single day. It's what hardwires continuous improvement into your team's daily DNA. And I'll leave you with this question to think about. Chances are you already have some charts and KPIs up on your walls, but take a really hard look at them. Are they just wallpaper? Are they just data for the sake of data? Or are they living, breathing documents that spark conversation, drive immediate action, and connect every single person to the big picture? That's the difference LDM makes.